96.3 FM, The Source.
Have to get a new theme song, Robin.
Ooh, just thinking about that.
We have to get a new one. Lisa McGinnes is in the studio. We've been hearing Lisa's advertisements for today, and it's going to be an enjoyable half hour to get to know Lisa. Lisa is the editorial coordinator of Ocala Magazine, and she's the new host of Ocala Magazine Radio. Kelly Hart used to host this, and she moved on to Parks and Recreation, I think, is where she went.
So.
Something like that, right? And so we're on the air right now to talk to Lisa about what's going on in the magazine and just to get to know Lisa a little bit. And this is a weekly show? Are you going to do this every week?
Yep, every Friday.
Right. Well, good morning, Lisa. Nice to meet you.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. We are very excited to be back on the air with Ocala Magazine Radio. It's been a few months, right?
It's been a few months. And I hear you have a radio background. Joe was telling me that you and he were discussing this.
A little bit.
Well, you get a little bit more by doing this, right?
Sure.
And you are also an author. You have a couple of books that are published.
I do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
well, that's awesome. We talk to authors all the time. We just spoke to him about the unbelievable about El Faro.
Yes, I was listening. Very exciting.
Oh my gosh. Every once in a while, you hit one out of the park. And I think that was one of them. I don't know that we made it go out of the park, but she did. So thank you for coming on doing this. We missed doing this segment. We like this segment.
Yeah, we're glad to be back.
Yeah. So tell me, were you with the magazine already? Or did you move here from somewhere else?
So I started working for Ocala Magazine in May 2016 as the social editor. So I was covering all the events you'd see in the back of the book, the pictures from folks around town, who's where, charity events, that sort of stuff. So I'd been doing that as well as writing some feature articles for the magazine. And then when the editor position opened up in January, I got to move on up.
Oh, nice. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
So when you look at those pictures in the back of the magazine, do you ever wonder if people see them first? I always think people go there first. I always think that's how we read Ocala Magazine. We open it up from the back. We like a Jewish magazine. We read the back first.
I absolutely think so. Many people have told me that's right where they go to when they open the magazine. Everybody wants to see themselves. Everybody wants to see who's out, who's where. They want to see somebody they know.
Yeah. Well, we like to guess who's sucking in their gut. That's what we always say. Because you catch us off guard. Oh no, they're the camera. No, you guys are awesome. So what kind of challenges does the new position bring for you, besides doing the radio show?
Well, it's of course a little bit of a challenge just to learn something new. And as I said, I'd been writing for the magazine, but being the editor and putting the whole thing together, of course, is a new challenge for me. So that's been fun. We still have our crew of freelance writers who work for us, and we still have our same social photographer, our same chief photographer. They've been around for a long time, so I have a great staff to work with.
The journalist we just spoke to who wrote the book is also a magazine writer. I don't know if you heard that.
I heard that, yeah.
And the way she approached writing a book was to write each chapter like an article for a magazine. That's kind of awesome.
Love it.
And is that similar to what you do? I mean, when you write an article for the magazine, since you're also an author, do the two skills seem to combine with each other? Are you able to do that same thing?
Yeah, of course, as she mentioned too, in a magazine you have a certain amount of space, and there's never enough space to tell the story that you want to tell. But it's a specific skill of writing. I have my degree in journalism and public relations, so
nice.
I learned how to do that really short, magazine newspaper type of writing, as well as radio news, very short format. So you kind of get used to that. So of course, writing a book is very long, drawn-out process. For me, not as much fun as writing a magazine article.
Oh, really? It's more fun.
I love the layout of the new Ocala magazine now. I think the layout is such fun. It's very easy to navigate, and you've got everything right there. There are no doubts as to what's coming up on each page.
Thank you. That's
wonderful layout.
That's something that changed last summer. Our new designer came on board, and she's all about that very clean look. So
it is. It's fabulous.
So just before we went on, there was an ad that Joe voiced for the Nurses Week that you guys are doing, right? And that's one of your bullet points here. So tell me about that. Is it Nurses Week or Nurses Month?
It's our celebration of nurses. It's actually a one-time event. This will be our big event for the year. Celebration of nurses. It's our 4th year doing this. It will be an evening of so much fun. May 17th, we'll be out at the Livestock Pavilion. Last year, we had nearly 1,000 nurses and their guests who came out. Wow. It's a fun evening.
It's really a nice thing you do to recognize what they do.
Yes,
you know?
Yes. Well, so our publisher, Linda Marks, who started the magazine 38 years ago.
I know. We love Linda. How is she doing?
How is she
by the way?
Okay. She's
doing good?
Yes, she's still at the magazine. She's been with us this whole time, but she was the one who started the celebration of nurses.
Nice.
And for her, many people don't know that way back, she had a little bit of a background right after high school of working in healthcare.
Oh, really?
And so she had the opportunity to see firsthand how hard these nurses work and how underappreciated they are. Mm-hmm. And so a few years ago, when she was thinking about an event for the magazine, she realized there was no award in Marion County for outstanding nurses. Many other cities have these awards. It'll be the Florence Nightingale Award or some way to recognize nurses in the community. And there was nothing like that community-wide here in Ocala, Marion County.
Well,
so that's how it all came about.
When is it? When is the nurses event?
It is 2 weeks from last night, so Thursday, May 17th.
Okay.
Starts at 5:30, and it's free and open to all Marion County nurses and their guests.
And do they have to RSVP or something? No?
Just come one, come all.
And where do they go?
Southeastern Livestock Pavilion, the auditorium there, the extension.
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
Wonderful auditorium.
Yeah. Last year we had nearly 1,000. We're looking for probably that many again this year, but it's free food, it's free beverages, it's live entertainment. There's so much to talk about with that.
Is it too late to nominate somebody for the... for the recognition?
It is too late to nominate a nurse. We have a panel of Marion County healthcare administrators who judge those awards, but we are still taking votes for our People's Choice Award. So if you go to the Ocala Magazine Facebook page right now, you can see photos of, I think, 71 nurses who are nominated.
Nice.
And right now the public is voting for their favorite. And so that one award has not yet been decided. That's up to our followers.
I only know a few, so I'm going to go and see if any of the ones I know are on there. I have a few in my family. I'll just, what do they call that when you vote on somebody in your family? There's a word for that, right?
Oh, nepotism.
Yeah, I'm gonna practice nepotism. You're looking at me like you don't like that idea.
No, it's open.
That's okay.
You absolutely
I can
do that.
practice nepotism?
You absolutely can do that. In this instance, nepotism is just fine.
Some of the nicer things in the magazine is that you have call-outs for people who are 40, under 40 to recognize them. You have the charity gift-giving guide that's coming up. But you have to do all of your research first before you put things out, like the charity gift-giving guide.
Yes, and that's going to be a big endeavor. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's something that we hadn't done for a while, and we're bringing back the charity register this year. That was something that's very important to me. I have a background in the nonprofit sector, and so when I came on board, that was something that was important to me, was to bring that back. And of course, our publisher is so supportive of local charities. She's been on a lot of boards of directors and those types of things. So this year, something new, we are partnering with the Nonprofit Business Council. And they are helping us to put together that charity register this year to make sure that any Marion County nonprofit has the opportunity to be listed.
That is amazing.
And that's why you're a community magazine. Let's see, you have some other things. You brought us a talking point list. The Weekend Getaway. Oh, I love this kind of topic. The Weekend Getaway, featuring more staycation destinations. Really?
Well, you see the beautiful photo on the cover.
Wait a minute. Is that no, that's not, because I see too many houses. Where is that?
That is down in Kissimmee. It's called Reunion Resort, and I had the opportunity to do a media tour down there.
What's it called? Reunion?
Reunion.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of a new concept, a great way to take the whole family on vacation. You can rent not just a room, but you can rent a whole home, anywhere from 3 bedrooms all the way up to 10 bedrooms. So everybody can kind of stay together. So it's kind of the best, you kind of the best of, I guess, Airbnb meets, resort, luxury resort.
Have you ever done Airbnb?
I personally have not.
I haven't either. I was thinking about it, though.
I thought about it many times.
Because are you familiar with New York City at all?
I've been there once, but it was a long time ago.
Okay, the area of Chelsea. I've always wanted to live in Chelsea.
Okay.
And I found on Airbnb they have some places in Chelsea you could stay for a week and it's a little
kind of experience it, check it out.
Yeah, feel like you live there for a little while. Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
I love the reunion concept. I mean, my uncle turned 80 last December, so my mom and my brother and I went down there to Naples, and then he has 4 children, so all of the 4 children got together with their children and their grandchildren, and they rented an area. There were 3 houses on one property with a pool and everything, so they rented everything right there so everybody could stay right together, and it was really a really wonderful experience.
Yeah, I can see that would be the case. I was on a trip with other editors of other magazines, and it ended up being all girls, which was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But you have your own bedroom, so you have your own space, but you have that together time, and you can eat together, and the pool was right there at the house, and so there was enough togetherness and enough alone time.
Exactly. So it's really great that you're bringing that up in your magazine.
You went to this. I'm looking at the pictures. I got to ask you about one of the pictures. There's a bathtub in the middle of a bathroom that looks like it has 6 sinks or something. Look at that, Rob. Look at
that. Was my bathroom in my room.
That was yours?
That was mine.
So somebody leave.
So wait a minute. You could be taking a bath, and 7 other people are in there brushing their teeth?
No. That was the ensuite bathroom in my room.
But look at all the sinks. How many sinks were in there?
No, there were, I think, just 2 sinks.
Just 2.
It's a large counter, but I think just 2 sinks, one on each side.
But there's no door.
No, the door's behind you. Looking at this.
What's through those little archways? What's through there?
The shower.
Nice. I got to go there.
How big is the shower?
I got to go there. Look at this.
The shower itself is about as big as my entire bathroom.
Oh, I see it. I can see the shower.
Did you shower in there? Not to get too personal, but I was. Where do you stand?
Well, that's your room, right there.
So you're in the shower, and it has the rainfall shower coming from the ceiling.
Oh, I love
What?
Very luxurious shower. If you read in the article, you'll see that I actually point out one of my favorite things was the bathroom.
Yeah, mine too, and my mother's too. We're gonna go.
So the only thing I would change with this theater play, there's a theater with recliners.
Yes.
So this is, let's say you're having a reunion, and all of your family gets in there and you watch old home movies or something, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. The only thing is, it looks like a funeral home. The only thing is.
Yeah.
Don't you think it looks like a funeral home in there? They should man cave it.
Kind of dark, yeah. But you turn out the lights and you want to watch the movie. Everybody's looking at the screen, right? I don't know if you can see their little twinkle lights in the ceiling there. That was kind of a nice touch. Cool. Yeah, we all reclined in there and watched a movie.
Is that a fun perk for your job to be able to do stuff like that?
Oh, sure. You have to have the experience to be able to write about it and really be able to bring it alive for the readers, right?
No, neat. That is fun.
And you're also showcasing the local schools. I know school's almost out, but the parents need that time to see what schools are going to be available this coming school year. So you're showcasing all of them.
Yeah, and I'm not a parent myself, but I understand now is the time of year that parents are taking a look at trying to figure out, are they making decisions about where their child's going to go next year? And a lot of parents in Marion County looking at those private schools.
And maybe they're moving to a different area of the county.
Sure. So we wanted to kind of just provide a real quick guide to see all of that information in one place.
So how did you become a writer? When you were a little girl, were you always like writing things?
Yeah, I really was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if you see me now, I've always got my little notebook with me. You never know when inspiration's going to hit, right?
Exactly.
You're always making those little notes, and I do still make notes with my pen and paper.
Yeah, sure.
My iPhone is great, but
Yeah.
I make my notes with my little notepad.
So tell me about your 2 books. You have 2 books?
I do. It was something fun that I did while I was working as a freelancer over the past couple years.
Are they novels? Are they memoirs?
Nonfiction. They're nonfiction books for young adults.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what subjects? Do you have them in there? Oh, why not? Oh, cool.
You might recognize this, Larry.
School Fundraising
I'm glad
101.
you brought
Yeah.
this up.
Nice.
Do you remember that I mentioned you in this book for the Drawing for Literacy that
yes.
you did?
Yes. Oh, wow.
So you are actually in my second book.
Our communication was by email, I think.
Yeah.
Let me see. Are we in there? Rob, we gotta get
I should have had the page marked.
I'll find it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was the drawing a crowd thing.
Yes.
For literacy.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And do you think anybody else will ever do that? That was a really successful thing we did.
I think it's a great idea. I loved it personally. I hope that you may choose to do it again sometime in the future. I'm sure it was an enormous amount of work. I can't even imagine.
It was 7 weeks of
Every day.
nonstop drawing.
Oh, here's your name.
7 weeks.
Larry Whitler, Facebook, 2017, facebook.com/12stringpoet. That's great.
Do I still have that
I
name?
love that, yep.
Is that still my thing?
I hope so.
Oh,
We're
my
gonna
gosh.
Put it back in there.
So yeah. Well, so this is a book to teach about, how's the book doing? About fundraising for schools.
Yeah, it's part of a whole series of books that a local publishing company does for
Nice.
teenagers. So it's kind of a guide to
This is a great idea.
You always need new ideas. Those school fundraisers, kids are always trying to raise money for some kind of a trip, some kind of a project.
Do you know what I thought with the drawing a crowd idea? We kind of bit off more than we could chew, but I think if a school is going to do that, just get the art department, get all of the art students to be in on it, you know what I mean? So there's lots of hands on the paper.
That would be a great
Instead
way
of
to
just-
do it. Kind of the more of a mural concept and
Yeah.
have lots of
Right.
contributing artists
Right,
with the
right,
students.
right.
I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah.
But we raised over $12,000 with that mural for the Literacy Council.
Thank you, Frank.
That's
And
amazing.
it is on display at the Bellevue Public Library, the whole
Yes,
mural.
I have not been down there to see that, but I knew it was on display at one of the libraries. That is very cool.
You're having fun with this, aren't you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. I mean, with the job at the magazine.
Yes, it is.
What'd you find?
It is a lot of fun.
There
As
it
I told
is.
you, I'd been covering the events, lots of charity events, meeting lots of folks in the community. And so now I have the opportunity to kind of pull that all together and continue the legacy that Ocala Magazine has as the community magazine.
Do you know what-
Everything's very local.
It surprises me how far the magazine goes, because it's called Ocala Magazine. You'd figure it's only in Ocala, but I've seen it on Long Island in New York. I've seen it in a home, and of course they know I'm here, so they must have subscribed to it. You guys send out mail copies, right?
We do. We have subscriptions. Some of them, snowbirds. They're down in Ocala
Right.
for part of the year.
Right.
They're up north for part
Right.
of the year. So, yeah, some of those folks have subscriptions. People that maybe used to live in Ocala, moved away,
Well,
want to keep up with what's going on.
All right, no, please, everybody at the Chamber of Commerce, don't be offended by this, but I think it does a better job for somebody interested in our community than the Chamber of Commerce does. And I'm not picking on our Chamber of Commerce. All Chambers of Commerces. I mean, really, it's kind of a hard job to do, but when you have a magazine that's doing something similar, I think it does it better. At least for me, as the outside looking in, if I was living up there thinking about Ocala. Because I've done this with Boone, North Carolina. They have a similar magazine.
I vacationed there last summer, but I don't remember the magazine.
There's a connection between Boone and Ocala.
Well, my connection is during the summer when it gets hot in Ocala, the mountains of North Carolina is the place to go and cool off.
Oh, on the drawing a crowd, you gave 1 star for execution. Yeah, it's hard to execute. Is that why you have that?
Yeah, there's kind of a ranking system there, so the reader can kind of tell which projects take more work, which projects takes more planning, which projects take more money to implement. And I know you all worked so long and so hard on that, but
Yeah.
it's such a cool concept. And I guess you just dreamed that up. Like that was just your
that was
brainstorm.
You know what I
Larry's
am?
idea, yeah.
You know
That
what
was
I am?
Larry's idea.
I'm like always trying to find funny things in words. And so when I thought, drawing a crowd, let's do that. And I had no idea it was going to be such a big job.
You didn't know what you were getting.
But I have an amazing partner in Robin in that she can keep things organized. And so I would forget, who did I draw? And then,
who donated what and everything. You've got to make sure that you have everything right, because if you're audited or somebody questions you, where is the money? And you have to have it all down, because all proceeds went to the
And you gave one star to finding a venue. Why is that? Because it's hard to find a place to hang it up?
Well, you don't necessarily need to have a venue, right?
I see what you mean.
To do it.
But that's the truth, though. The main public library was going to hang it up, and they just couldn't figure out the logistics. Thank God for Lee Schwartz.
For Lee Schwartz at the Bellevue
He hung it up in Bellevue.
Library.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's 50 feet long.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
You also showcase local events after the fact to make sure that everybody knows they're appreciated, for something to look forward to next year. And then you also put out calls and ideas from local advertisers for what they're doing. How far in advance before you go to print do you need the advertisers to come on board, or the kudos to be given to other places in our community?
Well, in talking about our event guide in the back of the magazine, we try to list what's coming up. Mm-hmm. I tell those folks I really need to have that information by the 10th of the previous month.
Oh, okay.
To get it in. So right now, by May 10th, we'd want to have information in for events that want to be in the June issue. Advertisers, we give them a little bit more leeway, but around the middle of the month is about the cutoff when we're trying to get things solidified for that next month.
So the layout is wonderful. It's very, very appealing and pleasing.
Can we go back to the staycations? Where else would you stay in Ocala or in Central Florida?
Well, we are actually going to be showcasing some more of those kind of destinations. What we found is our readers love two things. Our readers love travel, and our readers love dining. So if you see in every single magazine, we do a restaurant review. We feature a local place to eat. Our readers love that, but our readers love travel. So what we're doing this year is kind of keeping the travel locations pretty close to home. So we had the resort in Kissimmee. You'll see in an upcoming issue, we'll have another destination down in St. Pete. And we're going to do some information coming this summer of what I call staycation, which to me means staying at home but finding fun things to do during the day. So kind of these day trips. Kids are out of school. What's fun to do? Attractions that are within an easy drive. And you come back home and sleep in your own bed.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
How readily accessible is the online magazine, and about the interaction that people have when they want to view it online?
So every month, our digital edition goes up on our website and also on our Facebook page.
Edition. Yeah.
So and especially if you're viewing it on your phone, it's kind of small. But if you're viewing it on your computer monitor, you get the chance to kind of see the whole full color magazine, and you really kind of flip through the pages. So that's always accessible, and we love it because people get to see it right away.
And you also have subscriptions that you offer?
Yeah,
to the printer.
We do. Ocala Magazine is free to everyone in the Marion County area, so you can pick this up all over town, and that's how most people find our magazine. But as you said, a lot more people are reading it online. With subscriptions, that tends to be folks who are outside of the area but want to stay connected.
Oh, okay. I love that.
So, Lisa, you're coming in here each week to do this. So there's a few things on your list we didn't talk about, and I want to save them for the weeks later on in the month, right?
Sounds good.
Because otherwise we'll get it all done today. But some of these names, like Dr. John Easton, I'll just give you a sneak peek. I'm so interested to hear about him because he's been a great contributor to us as well. So.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Thank you for coming in and for doing this. You know what you need to do? Here's your homework assignment. You need to find a song. Do you remember?
For your show, a theme song.
For the show.
Oh, you didn't tell me I got to choose my own theme song.
Yeah, you do?
Okay, that's very exciting.
And what's better is if you know somebody who can produce a song for you.
Okay, that might take some work.
Do you know somebody?
I'll work on it.
Somebody comes to mind? Do you? Do you do music?
No.
Well, maybe somebody you know can put something together.
I do have connections with some local musicians. Maybe local musicianing is listening right now, and they want to help me with that, and they're going to call me at the magazine.
And here's the deal. We will play it every week, in the beginning and at the end of the show.
Exactly.
Okay. I think there's a local musician that's listening right now that's going to come forward and help me with that.
That's like a televangelist where you know who's watching. I know who's watching. Somebody's got a heart attack going on right now.
And what number can they call you at?
Number 2, our office at Ocala Magazine is 622-2995.
Okay, so we have this generic music we're going to use to take us out of here. But you're going to have a new song?
That'll be fun. A new song for next week, maybe.
We'll work on it.
Well, see, this sounds like, and this was brought up this morning, this sounds like Art Bell in the middle of the night. It sounds like we're going to talk about UFOs.
And ghosts.
So we don't want that.
Area 51.
Maybe we want something a little more upbeat.
Well, that's up to you.
Yeah. Okay.
You choose.
Okay.
You choose the mood.
You're the boss.
Sounds good.
Lisa, you are fun. Thank you so much for taking time to do this. I'm so glad you said yes to this. I think we're going to have a good relationship. Thank you.
We're so happy to be back.
And thank you for putting us in the book. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love that.
Lisa McGinnes with Ocala Magazine. Go wherever great magazines are located and go to ocalamagazine.com. I think we're out of time here. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. The president tweeting this morning he's heading to Dallas in the great state of Texas. He'll be addressing the NRA this about 2 months after the deadly massacre at a Florida school, which triggered a movement.
Around the time that the NRA came to see President Trump, as Republicans after the Parkland shooting were trying to figure out what kind of gun control measures they could possibly stomach, the president chided members of his own party for letting the NRA pressure them into not taking serious votes about guns.
Fox's